Come on, I'll tell you my secrets. I'm kind of like a prettier shit, we're live. Welcome to Keith and the Girl. I'm Keith Malley.
I'm Chemda.
I did not see that coming. I was just trying to sing, get in a good mood. I pick up the paper, Chemda, and I'm reading about a cop, 22-year career, a lieutenant. He got caught stealing Johnny Walker Blue Label, like a $200 bottle, from a liquor store. Should being a cop and you're caught stealing, period, should you be murdered? I'm not exaggerating.
Wow. I was thinking like how lawyers are disbarred. Maybe we can go that far and not necessarily. I don't know. I mean, I guess if they think it's legitimate to sit on someone's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds, maybe we just sit on their neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds.
A former correction officer, totally different story, in Westchester was fined $550,000 for raping a prisoner multiple times.
That's how much it costs to rape? Holy shit.
That should be death. That should be death. You're in such a powerful position. Today's guest, I'm seeing on Twitter, she says how an Uber driver took his dick out. That's death. That is death. That is, your job is so special and different, and you're taking it on that if you're going to commit a crime like this, you die.
But can I tell you, I'm really glad that we are going to talk to this guest, because I got to know what this dick looks like. You feel the need to take it out.
Right.
You gotta, I don't know. Maybe his mom told him his whole life, like, your dick is the best.
I mean, if there's not lights on it or something, I don't know. I think when you're in a powerful position like this, priest, cop, therapist, Uber driver, it's death. It's death. And if you're saying to yourself, I'm going to risk death, die.
You make good points. I'm just not into the death penalty, but I understand your anger about it.
Easily you're fired and a tattoo on your forehead that says death.
Well, this is an incredible negotiation that just got worse somehow.
All right. Well, we have our poll. I have an OMAT testimony I want to read to you. OMAT, 1 minute at a time. Kenda leads this class, I'll say, 15 minutes total every weekday. And I do love it. I read these horrible news stories and I end up thinking life is worth living nonetheless. Well, here's a testimonial, Kenda. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to cry.
I love crying.
All right. Orion says, it's hard to put into words exactly how OMAT has helped me. I've never really been a words guy, so I'll draw it. No, just kidding. I can babble like a champ, but I'm never really sure I'm saying anything significant, so here it goes. OMAT has helped me become a calmer person. I hear Chemda's voice, and sometimes Keith's, in my head when things get difficult at work, telling me the things I need to do to keep my blood pressure from spiking over the things that piss me off. I've been prompted to think about things that I've avoided thinking about in my personal life.
Oh, that's hard. Bravo.
Yeah. The thoughts that come to mind during meditation when I'm trying to clear it are astounding. Things I've never thought about in years. Memories I'd rather not remember sometimes. As much as I wish I could forget these things completely, I know that running from the past isn't going to help me grow as a person. Because of planks, yoga, and aerobics, I now have a consistent exercise routine, which I've never had before. Even if it's just a couple minutes, I'm happy with the progress I've made. Before OMAT, to do 30 sit-ups at all was hard. Now I can do 60 in a minute. I've since switched to push-ups. I'm seeing similar progress. A minute of rating allows me to rate up task lists for the day, so I keep on track. Thanks to the procrastination minute, my inbox has never been tidier. You know what I do every morning? I log into OMAT. I wait for people to come in. That's when I clean my place, because I don't want to clean it at night. Night I want to enjoy. But every morning is when I do it. Connecting to others has never been terribly easy for me, but OMAT reminds me that it's a necessary part of the human experience. It also reminds me that sometimes the person I need to stop and connect with is myself. Not many people think of that. I've been doing OMAT for roughly a year, and I don't see its lessons leaving my life anytime soon. 2020 was a tough year for everyone. My challenge was being a stalker to an understaffed grocery store in a tourist town. It took me a long time to realize how much stress I was accumulating over the hectic summer months. I made it Jewish, hectic summer months, and how much I needed something to fight it. OMAT did that, and for the past year has been sort of a therapy that has provided first aid to the wounds from last summer and prepared me mentally for this one. It's infinitely better.
Wow.
Which brings me to gratitude. The first exercise of OMAT, I'm so damn grateful to have Hemda, Keith, Xerxes, the whole Keith and the Girl family, and OMAD in my life. It just struck me as I stand here typing this, the realization that a podcast has changed my life for the better, and I couldn't be more grateful for it. I can't think of what more I can say except that even if you don't think you can benefit from OMAD, you could benefit from OMAD. Thank you for everything, Orion. Well, he's referencing how Hemda tricks you. Like, all right, even if you think you can't do a plank, don't worry about it. Just do the plank. You know, she gets you.
There's different words to it, but yes, this is so fantastic. This is what I got out of the reason why I picked these exercises for OMAT and why it was a minute is because I was going through a hard time and I really looked up how to be happy. And all of these exercises sort of came up and I put it into 1 minute form and we do it together in 15 minutes in the morning. And I love, love, love hearing this. Thank you, Orion, for writing in. Thank you so much.
I do. I clean my place. I do a little OMAD. I have Magic Spoon, and my day's off to a great start. You know Magic Spoon, Hemda. Don't give me a look like you don't know what I'm talking about. Magic Spoon is cereal for grown-ups. Sweet-tasting cereal that isn't full of all that crap. You know, you got to cut down those carbs, the sugar, the unhealthy food. You want to do 60 sit-ups in a minute. You know that. I got to drink a powdered shake. Well, that's a fun way to start the day. No, how about delicious cereal? 13 to 14 grams of protein, 4 net grams of carbs, each serving only 140 calories. Keto-friendly, gluten-free, grain-free, soy-free, low-carb, GMO-free. They have blueberry, they have cinnamon, they have peanut butter, they have frosted, they have fruity, they have cocoa. Come on. Go to magicspoon.com/KATG. Grab your delicious cereal. Try it today. Use the promo code KATG. Save $5. There's a little bonus. Take off a couple pounds, take off a couple bucks. Magic Spoon is so confident. If you don't like it for any reason, 100% money back guarantee. Happiness guarantee. They'll refund all your money, whatever you want. They don't care. Get your next delicious bowl of guilt-free cereal at magicspoon.com/KATG. Use code KATG. Save $5. All right, there you have it. Today's guest. Oh, you're in for a treat. That's the goddamn truth. It's Xazmin Garza. Hello, Xazmin.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Fantastic comedian. It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
Good to finally meet you.
Yeah,
let's get straight to this Uber story that I teased. The Uber driver gets out of the car. This is to pick you up or after the drop off and takes his dick out and walks toward you.
Okay, I ordered an Uber really late at night on 4th of July. And I went down to get the Uber and he was outside of the car.
Okay.
He was smoking a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
And so I walked down there. I'm like, okay, that's fine. He just points at the car right there. I was like, all right, bro. Right. So I just start walking toward the car. And then he says, hey, lots of traffic tonight. I was like, oh, really? I turn around and he has his dick in his hand.
Oh.
Now, you're not in the car
yet. Again, lots of traffic tonight. Yeah. No, we weren't in the car yet.
First of all, is he also a coach? Because these are such good ideas on how to pick up women. I mean, traffic, everybody can relate. Dick out, you know what you want. What is...
Just casual, small talk, just small talk with my dick out. What's the problem? You know, I didn't... What do you think you would have done in that situation? Like, you never know what you're going to do.
Right.
I think she's asking Keith.
I would have kept it in, but I'm a prude, you know.
Like what would you do if a guy was like, hey, look at all this traffic and also my dick?
I guess I'd be like, well, I'm not wearing a mask in your car. So and you're not reporting me. That's A. I'm vaccinated.
Oh, you do have these ideas of what you're going to do. And I have in the past, spoken up a little bit, but sometimes you're just like, it's so in shock. I don't know what I would do. What'd you do?
Never know. You never know. It even took a second for me to be like, I looked at the dick and was like, and then my head was like, that's a fucking dick.
Yeah.
It's late at night, but that's a dick out, exposed in the air.
Where was he on his on the way to Bonerville? Like completely miles away? Nothing.
No, absolute nada. Nothing.
So here's my sleeping dick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you wake it. I get it. Okay.
Yeah,
Right,
I know.
right.
That's a very important fact too, because it's like it just would have been different somehow if it was like rock hard, you know. And
Although I would imagine that. What's that?
that would have been scarier, I think.
Sure.
Yeah, I would imagine it being scarier because now it's ready.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's like cocking the gun, right? Like you're pointing it at me, but now you took the extra step.
Yes.
What'd you do?
Yeah, I said, "Oh my God, what the fuck are you doing?" And then just bolted. Got the fuck out of there. I was only scared. There was such a short period of time that I was actually scared because the amount of time that it took me to recognize the dick and get back into an apartment with a closed door behind me. That's how long it took for me to turn from scared to fucking pissed. You know?
Right.
And what does he do? Does he put it away and go? Does he turn around and give a
he calls me.
Your car's ready. I have to start charging in 2 more minutes.
What's the problem, miss? What's the problem? Yes.
Oh, wow.
I was like, and what was so wild is that my friend, I was leaving my friend's house. So I'm buzzing her, and she lets me back in. She has no idea what's going on.
Right.
I get up there and he calls me and I pick up the phone. And so I haven't said anything to her yet. And she just hears me go, "What do you mean? What's going on? You took your dick out when I went down there to get my car." And her face goes, "Oh my God."
Isn't it interesting that you had to explain it to him? Like, what? Are you concerned about the traffic? What is your problem? God, when are we going to understand women and their fucking emotions?
I'm so sorry I brought up this traffic. Come back, you know?
And dick out isn't in that list of easily, robotic messages. I want my money back.
Right.
You gotta reach an 800 number for that.
Oh yeah. There is an option on Lyft. Is your safety, an issue right now?
Right. Okay.
And, that's what I pushed on. I was like, there's no dick. Did he just show you his dick? There's no dick option.
But I want to know that there's going to be a follow-up. Your safety is in jeopardy. Isn't there a court case now pending?
Okay. So they told me that they would do something for me. They were like, don't worry. We take your security very seriously. I now have a whole bit about it. So I feel like I'm doing the bit on your podcast.
Did it sound like this? We take your security very seriously. Please hold for one moment and an agent will be with you.
No, it was a woman who was actually showing compassion.
I hate to say this during a traumatic experience, but watch the pen clicking if you don't mind.
Yeah, we can.
Oh, I'm sorry. Got it.
I'd be touching things too. It's a
nervous habit. Yeah.
Sure.
And she was like, "Hey, don't worry. We're gonna take care of this for you. We're gonna make sure that you're never paired with him again." And I was like, "Okay, how am I gonna get home, dude?"
Also, is he going to be paired with other people?
Yeah, exactly.
But less attractive people.
Yeah. They're going to pair him with people who specifically like small, limp dick.
Is there an option for that in Uber?
There should be. At this point, I was still in shock and I wasn't really concerned about what was going to happen to him. I was just like, get me home. It's like almost 1:00 in the morning. I just want to get home from Manhattan to Brooklyn. And they were like, sorry. That's how they told me that. They were like, yeah, just order another car. You won't be paired with him again. I was like, oh motherfucker. So the next day I called the cops because I called Lyft back and they were that one woman was at least showing some compassion. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. At least she was able to act like it with her voice. This dude was like, yeah, what more do you want us to do? We can't really do anything. What if every driver said this? So I was like, holy shit.
What if every passenger said this?
Every passenger, sorry. Yeah. We have to have.
Are they Lyft? Right. Is every passenger saying it?
Yeah.
And we got a problem.
Yeah. They were like, and I get it. They have to.
I don't get it.
No.
Did you say I have somebody I met the other day that thinks the death penalty should be involved? So maybe a free ride would be good. Damn. And that was the end of that, I assume.
No, I called the cops, and
Okay.
the cops came. It was, you know what was crazy? The cops were so responsive. Lyft was not. And the cops told me, I even told them, I was like, I'm shocked that you guys are taking this so, I didn't say seriously. I just said that you're being so responsive about it. And they said it's because it's a Lyft driver. So there could be multiple victims. There could be a ton of victims in one night. And I was just like, thank you. Thank you for knowing why this is like serious, you know?
And who knows my address. Yeah.
But this is so our,
that's why I was scared.
Oh, that's right. This is so our experience with the police. And it's like, oh my God, wait.
You did some.
You care about this, that it happened, and are going to do something where it might not happen again?
Are you a detective?
It was such a weird feeling. They sent detectives.
Right.
So it was two, NYPD dudes.
Did you think you were on a reality show? Like, oh, you came. Where are the cameras?
I was really like, this is too legit. This is all happening to like the way it should happen. This can't be. I even felt weird pressing 911 call. Even that, I was like, oh God, because they told me, I called my precinct and they said, call 911. I was like, what? But it happened yesterday. They were like, call 911.
I get that. Yeah. It's like, so, I'm not being like, no one's chasing me right this second. So how much urgency is there?
Yeah. There's not a murderer in my house right now.
Did the 911 operator have attitudes?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. I've always had an attitude. I was rubbed at gunpoint. I got an attitude. I don't know. I always seem to get attitudes. I picture like, so it happened yesterday. So you're not in trouble. I'm like, just tell me if you called the cops or not.
She did say, do you need an ambulance or fire truck or something? And I said, no. And she goes, so it's not an emergency. I said, I called the precinct. They told me to call 911. And then she was like, okay, okay. And she was cool. But they sent two detectives. They took a report. And then like that night they sent, they sent NYPD. They took a report. And then that night, two detectives came. And they weren't wearing uniforms. They were like plain clothes. And they showed me pictures.
Did you recognize him?
It's just the dicks. It'd be funny how you don't really focus at the time. 12 dick pics.
That's what my joke is. God. I've been doing it on stage. And I was just like, I think there should be dick pics, And, like, no,
and then those dicks are all hard. And it's like, well, I can't tell.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he was in the pictures, but there was one other guy who looked just like him. And I said, I'm pretty sure it's him, but he looks just like him. And the lady was like, oh my God, he does look just like him. And then the other cop came in, we had to do it alone. And then the other cop came in and she was like, she couldn't tell if it was this guy or this guy. And he was like, oh my God, that looks like the same guy. It really did look like the same dude.
But they should be able to trace it via Lyft. Like, this is a guy who looks like him.
Does one work for Lyft?
Yeah. Was one exactly at this address when I was at this address? Like, dick out or in, like you could find the guy.
So he got in touch with Lyft. Yeah, he got the info. This was before Lyft was giving them any information. And they called me back and said that they have the guy and they can't exactly find him though. So if he gets any police interaction, he's going to be arrested. If he gets pulled over or, for whatever reason, he'll be arrested.
So there's a warrant then?
Yes.
Wow. You would do anything to get out of the ride. That's so interesting.
Do you have are you dating somebody now?
No.
Okay.
Funny story. Turns out.
He's really a good guy, you guys.
Yeah, you got to get to.
And he came over and it turns out it does get hard. So
it does get hard just fine.
But the detective is cute. And I was like, I called my sister. I was like, how long do I wait to ask if he's single? I was like, I need to probably wait till it's all like done and resolved probably. But the detective was cute.
would you, and I say this with like, oh my God, I wish I sort of had this kind of ballsiness. Would you actually ask if he's single directly? Because I would do goofy shit like, I mean, if this would happen to your girlfriend, and just pause.
Oh, that's slick. That's slick.
Oh, I wouldn't do it slick, just for the record. It would come out the worst possible way, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
I think I would shoot my shot. You know why? Because I'm not going to have to see him on a regular basis. If it's someone who I have, same reason why when I do comedy, I don't give a fuck if I bomb. Oh, well, I don't know these people, but if my friends are in the room, I'm just like, oh, so I don't know this dude. I look down because his card's right here. I don't care if I.
Did you get any vibes or anything from him?
I did, but I mean, ask me that about anyone. I'm feeling vibes right now, dude. No, I'm just kidding.
Does his last name go with Xazmin? Does it like flow nice?
No, not at all. It's
okay.
Super Irish.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a white guy. Yeah. There's something very sexy, about a dude in a suit coming and being like, we're going to get this guy. I don't know. It's just.
Really? Is that why they make every action movie like that?
No shit. I know. What a fucking stereotype. Oh,
I'll save you.
In your stand-up, you talk about the divorce that you had. How long ago was that?
Long time ago. 6-7 years ago.
Okay. All right. So you're over it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because he's rating and he's curious if he has another chance. I've heard in an interview you saying how that taught you that you're not the marriage type. But would you say you're the monogamous type?
Oh, damn, you guys do some research, huh? This is great. You know what? I've kind of had a change of heart with that. I want to be in a relationship now.
Right.
I want to be in love again.
Okay. Because I was going to ask what is the difference between not being the marriage type but still being in a monogamous relationship?
Okay, right.
Like,
so,
can you help me with this curtain? Yeah, but it's not your dreams and shit, right? I'm just helping you with the curtain.
I'm not sure, because I went through a period where I was like, I think I could be open in an open relationship, as long as someone's loyal to me, emotionally loyal to me. I think I could be in a sexually open relationship. But then I get this close to having feelings for a guy and I'm like, no one's touching you. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know if I could do it or not. In my head, I'm like, sex isn't as important to me anymore. Like, I know it's not this sacred thing anymore that I once thought it was between two people who are in love. But I'd have to be in that situation where I loved someone again to truly answer that,
You talked about after the divorce, you went on antidepressants and you're like, okay, I wasn't depressed, but then I can't orgasm. Now I'm just suicidal. Right?
Yeah.
Would you recommend that for everybody going through a time? Throw down a couple pills.
You get used to it. Your body adjusts to how to orgasm. Yeah. A lot of my friends have gone through it too. It seemed like I was never going to come again, but
what's the secret?
It's like, it's up here
in the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's pointing to the brain.
Well, I'll tell you this. I didn't masturbate until I was 25 because I never really, it's like, I know that's my hand. I can't get into it. There's nothing that, I could tell where the button is, but it's not doing anything for me. Then I got a vibrator and I decided I'm going to focus. I had candles because I'm like, this is what they say gets you in the mood. I'm going to do all the things. There was music and it took me an hour and I was like, this is it. My whole brain is going to change. And now I don't give a fuck because I don't need this from you. I can go home and get it. Maybe the desperation will like minimize, that kind of like, I need somebody else in order to feel this good. So was it something like that where you had to like set aside time and really get into it?
Oh no, I've always been, I don't have to seduce myself.
Oh, I mean with antidepressants when you couldn't come.
It's, Yeah, no, it's more, I had to, I don't know, just focus. Have you guys ever been on antidepressants?
No.
Okay, it kind of numbs your emotions. So when I first got on the antidepressants, I also thought, am I ever going to cry again? Because nothing was making me cry. Whereas before, everything was making me cry. I couldn't stop crying, you know? So it's like the chemicals just kind of adjust and your body gets used to it. But with an orgasm, I had to learn to just kind of focus more on the task, you know?
Not scroll through Instagram and scroll through the poon.
Right.
Good question. Is poon the most ridiculous and nauseating way to say vagina or not?
I like that she's really thinking about it. She's taking it seriously.
JJ, I think.
But when I said poon, did you throw up a little in your mouth, or were you okay? All right.
Okay.
There you go.
Just making a poll.
Keith has been trying for years to make me stop calling it poon.
Poon?
Yeah.
Oh, it's short for punani.
There you go.
We could just sound sweeter.
Nani is another way. I could say the full word if you don't like my slang.
It's kind of like she says, I don't slut shame, but I slut notice. And certain words hit me a certain way. You know how that goes. I saw a lot of pictures of where you were missing a tooth.
Yes.
Yeah. How did you lose that tooth?
Eating chicken.
Eating a fucking chicken wing?
Yeah. I came to New York. I had lived here not even a month, like 2 weeks, I think. And my friend, we were right by this jerk chicken place. He was like, dude, this is like a famous place. You gotta try this. It's so good. I had a bite of his. I was like, God damn, this is good. I went next door, got my own. I bit into it so hard. I broke my front tooth. And it was like, I could feel it inside my body. Just something changed. It was so loud. And I left. They were like, my friends were like, what's wrong? What's wrong? I was like, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And then I just got home and it was dangling.
Off the gum.
Yeah. And I went in, they were like, yeah, we have to extract it. I'm like, well, yeah, it was at the gum line, And so I had just gotten here. I didn't have a fucking front tooth. I was trying to meet people, new job.
New York's going to change everything.
New in the comedy scene. I'm trying to navigate this city. Oh God, it was hell. It was hell.
But isn't it interesting how that's the tiniest part of your face, one of your teeth. And if it's the front one, your IQ points
game over.
Right.
Game over.
It doesn't matter. You could be brilliant. You could be Neil deGrasse Tyson, but if he loses that front tooth, he's got to replace it if he's going to tell us anything again.
And you're a crackhead. You have a drug problem and you're an idiot.
Right.
I just zero credibility if you don't have that tooth. Yeah, it was so awful. And what I went through that's a great example of an amazing Uber driver. I was calling dentist after dentist after dentist in the back of an Uber car, and no one could get me in, the next day or within the next 2 days. And I finally stopped calling and I just started bawling. And my Uber driver pulled over and he said, hey, it's going to be okay. This is a fake tooth. The same thing happened to me. You're going to find a dentist and it's going to be okay. It was just
wow.
The nicest thing. Oh God. I really appreciated that and connected with that dude, You
think he was lying?
No, I don't. No.
So many
people reached out to me who have broken their front tooth. I got so many DMs. Hey girl, happened to me in 2008, everyone went through their story.
Was everybody's chicken?
A lot of people was chicken.
What?
A lot of people's was chicken.
No, what?
Yeah. Do you know Stavros? How Stavros from? Okay, that's how he lost his front tooth. Chicken. Within dangerous. A month of me. You
know what though? There are a lot of comics that also lose their teeth to fighting because they are just hot-headed.
Well, that's also, I think that's what loosened it up was that I used to fight a lot with my sisters. And I'm talking brawls, you know?
Yeah. Like closed fists and stuff, or
Yes, brawls, like full out traumatizing shit, you know?
why? How'd you get to fists? Because I fought with my brother, and one time my brother landed in the hospital, but that was accidental. You know, you push someone and you don't know where they're going to land. But it was mostly like, I'm going to spit on you. I'm pulling on you. I'm pushing you. How
That's
did it
also
get?
a brother. I have a brother. My brother would never fist fight, would have never fist fought us,
sweet.
you know? And I know.
Fucking Osmond's over there. But the sisters are punching each other in the teeth.
How are you, like, how does it get to punching? What are you punching over?
People act like it's normal and we're the weirdos. But yeah, I have 4 siblings. Kinda had 2 brothers. And yeah, we were never one of these families you see in movies. And I guess
But you know what?
real life.
But neither one of us has her experience of being a sister and having sisters. So
Right.
I don't know. So what were you fighting about?
Okay. Well, one of them that I remember was, I should just say stupid shit, but one of them I remember was my little sister. It was cleaning was a big one. I remember one time I cleaned the bathroom spotless. My little sister went in there and she washed her face and got water all over the mirror. And I went in there and I said, you better fucking clean that up. And she was like,
how old are you guys? Because I need a picture here. Like teenagers, preteens.
21. And I'm 21.
Fuck.
She's 17.
Oh, geez. Okay. Grown fucking women. Okay.
Yeah. I'm like, you better fucking clean that up. And she's, I forgot what she said. Like, get out of here. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you're an adult. Leave.
Something like that. And it's like, you better fucking clean it up. And then she goes, don't fucking say that again. I go, you better fucking boom. Like, like shit like that.
You. Wow.
Well, and the one that was the worst fight where it fucked up my tooth, was my mom no one was there to break it up. And so it started in her room and it traveled down the hallway into the kitchen, back down into the living room, back into the hall. We took a break at one point.
This is like Peter Griffin fighting the chicken. Like a tornado going around the house.
We took a break even where we were like, made eye contact, boom, 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 boom. It was just.
Do you talk? Do you talk still? Or that's just nothing? Is it a good relationship or it's just okay?
It's we love each other very much.
Right.
And the same thing with my older sister. My older sister's probably my best friend. We fought too. Both of them are a lot bigger than me, have 100 pounds on me, and my older sister, I had to use tricks where I'd be like, this is so, I can't believe you're doing this. Oh my God. And then as soon as she'd get off me, I'd have to attack her because that was the only way I could get a leg up in the fight because she had me on size,
When did you stop fighting? Because you seem like a non-fighter at this point. It seems like
thank you
a shift. Have you?
Sweet to say.
Because you let things roll off. You have a great sense of humor. I can't imagine you throwing a punch so easily.
Oh, I would at this age? No way. No fucking way. But I got in a public fist fight. The last time I did that, I was 25, and that's the last time I've ever put my hands on someone and someone's put their hands on me. 44.
Okay. So it's 20 years basically. What was the worst public fight you ever got into? Not
that one. That one.
When you were 25?
When I was 25. It was at a nightclub. It was over my boyfriend.
It wasn't in a library? Weird. Was it around 2 a.m.?
Yeah. It was a nightclub in a parking lot over a guy.
How does that start?
So perfect. We were probably both wearing big ass hoop earrings.
Oof.
And
was this your boyfriend or totally new guy for everybody?
He was my boyfriend.
Okay. And she was overt? And
I busted them with his phone. I looked through his phone. I always looked through their phones.
Yeah, that's overt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this was your friend, or just you caught him cheating and now you know who it is?
The second one.
Okay. So, and then you happened to find yourself in a nightclub with her, or you went looking for her?
No, I didn't even know who she was. Here's the kicker.
That there's no kicker already. I thought I kicked a couple times.
No, baby. No, there's more. There's more.
Okay.
There's so many layers. I knew her name because she fucked my best friend's boyfriend 3 years before. So I had heard her name so much from her. And then, so it was like, what? The same chick? Are you serious? It was just wild. So she was basically a boyfriend fucker. Okay. That was her thing.
Now, how do you find out that the boyfriend's cheating? Then you go to a club, or while he's in the bathroom in the club, you check the phone?
Oh, no, I had broken up with him like a month earlier.
Okay.
And I called her, cussed her out. And I said, if I ever see you, I'm going to kick your fucking ass.
Oh, so you're making good.
So I go to the club with my friend who she knew her, who, she had fucked her boyfriend. And she was like, there she is. That's her. And I was like, that's fucking her. And she said, remember what you said? Remember you said you were going to kick her ass?
Wow.
Holy shit.
Pushing you.
Oh my God.
Yes. I was like, I was drunk as hell. And I was like,
does your friend like walk with you, or is she just like, I'll be here. Let me know when you're done.
I confronted her.
Okay.
And I can't remember what I said to her or what.
Did you confront her in the club?
In the club, I did.
Okay.
And then we left, and then I walked away, whatever. And that's when my friend was, but remember you said you were going to kick her ass? Yeah. And so we were in the parking lot, and this was it. I grew up in Utah, and all the girls who fucked the Utah Jazz players were always just, they had, gold digging hoe type girls. And she was one of those chicks. And she was about to get into a Utah Jazz player's BMW.
Oh.
And
you were waiting in the parking lot, or you happened to be?
No, I was in the parking lot. It's called let out when you're in a city that the alcohol. Yeah, they cut off when they serve alcohol at like an early time. Then the parking lot turns into let out, where it's kind of a party in the parking lot. So it was let out, and she we walked by each other, and I did one of those.
Okay.
A shoulder check. Okay. Yeah.
And we just went at it from there.
Now
we boxed. She was, you know what? I was surprised that she was a good fighter. I mean, it was a fight. I thought I was just gonna boom, boom, and just walk away, but it was boom, 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 over and like a fight. We were boxing. And
is there female appreciation? Or are you like, you're pretty good? Okay, here we go again.
In the car ride home, I was kind of like, damn, Ginger, that was better than what I expected. I was like, shit.
Who won, would you say?
I would definitely say I did.
Yeah. How do you know you won? Is she on the ground?
She's dead.
She's asking for mercy.
It was just, you just know, Hamda. You just fucking know, Hamda. I'm sorry. A guy came up to my window. I'm like pulling away. We're getting away. Me and my best friend, like in the getaway car, Dukes of Hazzard style. And this guy came up to my window and was like, knock, 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 knock. I have to know. Was that over a guy? Was that over a guy?
Eddie.
I was like, wow. Yeah.
Wait, were you driving?
I drove.
Oh, because
away.
You had just said that you were very drunk.
Yeah, I was. I was 25.
Okay. When did you stop doing that?
All of that like dumb, reckless behavior stopped when I was about 28.
Why?
I became a journalist. I started writing for a newspaper, and I started, as soon as I was good at something and more of like pursuing what I wanted to do with my life, I dropped all that shit.
Good for you.
I had more to lose. I had something to lose.
When you worked as a journalist, one of your stories, if I'm correct, was about wearing ass implants because you felt insecure about having a flat ass.
How
and
did you find this?
I used to read these journals in the style section. I would check out. And you weren't proud of your ass. You'd wear implants and see if you got treated differently. First off, were you treated differently?
And these are not implants. Are you using the wrong words? Are they padding?
Padding.
Okay, because this isn't an implant. Is like
I cannot believe you found that. That is so. I try and find that and can't find it.
I'll send it to you.
Yeah, please do. So yeah, I put in. So my ass has always been a thing that because I have a big joke about it now. But I wore these pads, and the thing was, my editor knew. She was my friend. And she knew that I, felt self-conscious about my flat ass. And so she was like, what if you wrote a first person story about your experience wearing these? And I was too embarrassed. I was like, God, no. And then I was like, screw it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it. And so I did. And that was when I quote unquote found my voice when I wrote that. That was the first time I wrote something and was like, felt like myself writing it.
What did you learn? Writing this article or going out there with fake ass?
Yeah, it was first of all in the summertime, and it was in Vegas, and I was like, "This isn't worth it,"
So hot.
But it did look nice and juicy. And one detail that I'll never forget is that I had to adjust my rear view mirror because I sat down and I was taller, because I had this cushion. Yeah. But then, I end that story with the fact that those pads weren't enough. By after a week or two, I wanted to put another pair of panties with pads on top of the pads. So it was going to get out of control no matter what. It was
sort of like a boob job, and at first you go from an A to C, and then you're like, oh, look, this is amazing. So then you want a D or an E.
Double Ds.
Yeah.
You've noticed that guys you're with said like the big ass. How did they let you know? They flat out tell you it's a shame you don't have one, or they point to
flat
Selma
out,
Hayek?
Keith.
What?
Please.
What'd I say?
Flat out.
They flat out.
Oh, okay. So I was getting into it. Or did they point to like Selma Hayek on TV, but it's only when her back's to the camera? Like, how do you find out? Like, obviously you're not pleased with my ass.
Back then it was, they would just straight up tell me how much they loved a big ass. And I knew I didn't have one. So,
that's like naming a different hair color or something. Do I have it?
Yeah. Yeah. And my one boyfriend at the time, the one who I fought the girl over, he used to always tell me, he was so fucking stupid. He used to always be like, you're an 8 because you don't have ass and you can't cook.
Oh my God.
And I was like, do you not know cooking? How does that have to do with my number, you idiot?
Oh my God.
Yeah. But he would always tell me, God, if you had ass, you would be my dream girl. You would. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. What nonsense. Holy shit. Wow. It's so funny what we decide, right? That's crazy. Yeah.
Oh my God. It really is. And you know what? The whole thing where I was saying, stop being reckless with the men I dated too.
And that's hard because
I like that now, ever.
Well, that's why you're not dating.
I might have to do it after all.
Exactly.
Being Mexican, are you a daddy or poppy talker in bed?
I like to say daddy, and I don't say papi because that's what I call my dad.
Okay, you gotta separate it.
And so when people say daddy, I don't think about my dad. I don't think about that, and that's been a new thing for me too. The last 3 years. I've started liking that.
Does anybody ask you not to do it? I was with a woman once that did it, and I had to say, please don't do it. It's
there's
weird.
men who I can tell by their bodily reaction that they don't like it, dude, And so if they don't like it, it changes. It's not fun if they don't like it, so.
Have you considered like an actual sugar daddy, like a person who plays the role in multiple ways, or it's just sort of like a, hey, babe?
Oh, no. This is strictly in sex. This is
Okay.
strictly while having sex. I would never, like, someone walks in the door and I'm like, hi, daddy. I would never do that.
Oh,
No.
okay.
You wouldn't text me. How's your day, daddy? Right.
No. Oh, God. No. And that's why I say I can tell from their body's reaction whether or not they're into it or not, you know? But yeah.
I mean, some people are into it all around. I just wanted to see where you were.
That's true. That's true.
Because I also think like there's a comfort and maybe it is as somebody gets older. No, because that could be from a younger place also. Why did you start saying daddy?
I have no idea. Actually, I think it's porn.
Okay.
From watching porn and yeah.
Okay.
Did you date during the pandemic or, during during the lockdown?
I did. And yeah, that's something, my sister was like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this. We're over here washing our vegetables and you're, going to go have sex with a guy. I live in New York alone. My family is on the other side of the country. I was so focused on comedy when I got here 3 years ago that I didn't nurture friendships or anything like that. So I was, just thinking, am I just going to sit here and die and not have like,
or go out and die.
Exactly. Go out and have sex and die, and have a companion. So me and this guy had an arrangement where we would have sex with only each other during the pandemic. And he was great company, great listener. And he was my sex partner.
Oh, well, that's kind of what you did with Kyle, right, Keith? It's like the one person. Because it's dating. I was thinking you were like swiping and meeting.
No.
But with Kyle, we're also hanging curtains together. You know what I'm talking about? Dreams. Did it ever get confusing? Like, hey, you're starting to have feelings.
I did. I think I got like Corona goggles. I was like, do I love him? I do that with anyone who I have sex with more than 4 times in a row. I'm serious.
I get it.
If I have sex with you 4 times in a row, I'm like, is this love? I'm seriously like, you could be the biggest loser. And
it's partially shocking. Like, I can't believe that we were together 4 times and you didn't murder me. So like, am I in love?
Do you break it off as soon as COVID opens up? As soon as the lockdown's over, do you do it that day or do you at least, wait a couple days, so
with him, I was in such a depression during that first lockdown. And I went home and I visited my family and I was like, I have to make some changes when I go back to New York. And he was one of the changes. I told him, hey, we said that we were going to tell each other when we were going to start sleeping with other people. And that time has come for me. So
does he see like you can, that's fine. And I'll still see you tomorrow. Does he?
I think he thought that because he kept he was still like hitting me up like, hey, what are you doing today? And I was just like,
Well, why
I assumed
break up
we both
him?
were. I assumed we both were fucking all the time. I mean, anyway, it doesn't bother me.
Why didn't you want to stay with him? It's just that wasn't good for your state of mind. These changes that you made, why him?
It wasn't going anywhere, and I had really decided I've wanted something bigger, like a better relationship for a while, like a romantic relationship for a while, and it wasn't going to happen with him.
No, fair enough.
And surprise, surprise, you ended up getting COVID.
I did, yeah. But there was, another guy in between. So I did. Yeah.
Keith, I apologize to you. Yes.
I got COVID in March, right when it was going out of style, dude, right when everyone was getting like vaccinated and everything. I got COVID and it hit me pretty hard. I wasn't in the hospital or anything like that. It hit me hard, like with the brain fog.
And smelling, right?
And smelling. Yeah, I still don't 100% have my smell back.
Listen to that, everybody. This was in March.
Yeah.
Are you vaccinated?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are you eating more healthy because now you don't have to smell that shit?
I am eating more healthily, and that's probably why. I eat. Yeah, you should see my fridge right now. It's all veggies, fruits.
Yeah, might as well. Might as well take advantage. Let me mention this, by the way, something else that tastes good, but isn't going to turn you into a big fat cow.
God, I'm so scared.
Monk Pack Keto Granola Bars. Monk Pack, M-U-N-K. Their granola bars contain just 1 gram of sugar, 2 to 3 grams of net carbs, and only 140 calories. I want to tell you about it because it sounds very exciting. If you're into keto, it's perfect for that. And also the perfect snack for anyone who's trying to eat better or cut back on sugar and carbs without sacrificing taste. That sounds like a couple people I know. Let's see. What do they have in their chewy texture? Delicious flavors include coconut, cocoa chip, peanut butter, blueberry, almond, vanilla. You're going to like it. All right. Try it for yourself and you'll see. Wait, here's a special deal. Get 20% off your first purchase of any Monk Pack product by visiting monkpack.com and enter the code KATG at checkout. Monk Pack is so confident in their product. It's backed with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you don't like it for any reason, they'll exchange the product or refund your money, whatever you like. Get started. Go to munkpack.com, select any product, enter the code KATG at checkout, get 20% off. Monk Pack, delicious, nutritious food you can count on. We thank you for sponsoring your podcast. It's good whether you have smell or not. It's interesting they added that, but all right, there you have it. You could follow Xazmin online. The Twitter account is starts with an X, at starts with an X. And she writes, I can't stand men who make a woman's worth about one body part. Me again. I'm going to need a dick pic before we meet up. Do you sincerely ask for dick pics ahead of time?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to turn somebody away? Because like, if you can't get if you can't, you can't even do the special effects on your dick before I see it, then, there's no hope.
No. You know why? No one will send you a dick pic if they have a small one.
Okay. And then they all of a sudden they're just gone if they don't send you one? Like, all right, take care.
No, if there's a connection, then yeah, I'll meet up and see how it's going. I've also had like the last 2 guys I've dated don't send dick pics and they both have big, nice ones. So,
All right. Yeah, I don't know if I would send you a dick pic just because you want to meet me. Like, even if it was whatever you think perfect is, it's still my dick.
And I'm not gonna ask for a dick pic if I'm not gonna send you a nude.
Oh, okay. Sure. How nude are you? Like, are you just sending a bush? Do you have? Wait, I have a bush. I don't know if everybody else does.
I could tell you if she has a bush or not. I'm finally trimming my pandemic bush, she says. And no shit, it has taken 3 different shower sessions. So good for you. Spanish dancer emoji times 2.
Yes, I let it go full blown. I mean, why not? But no, I don't really have much of a bush anymore. I trim it up, and I go full on. Hemda, when I send a nude, I'll show everything, and I think that has to do with my age. I'm like, fuck it. Mm-hmm. I don't care. You've seen.
We're the same age. I think I felt more like that in my 20s, but we also didn't have, like you said in some of your stand-up, these fucking screenshots.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel uncomfortable with people having a solid image of me to just pass around or show. But part of me thinks like I should get over that.
I take a video and I just move real fast so you can't really show anybody proper.
I feel more confident as I age. I've felt more confident about my body, I think. And like, even like this summer, I'll wear little crop tops and stuff. I've never worn crop tops before, and I've been way skinnier than this, So yeah, I don't care if they send a screenshot. I used to be like that. I used to be like, oh my God, what if they sent it to someone? I'm not going to show my face. Now I'm like, well, that's a good one. Send it to your friends, dude.
If I get a good dick pic, I have the picture on the dick and then a separate picture, just a square of my face next to it. Just to make it impressive. My whole body can't be in it, but I do want you to know it's mine. It's mine. No problem.
That's good. You could do that with anyone's dick, though.
Well, turns out you can. You just try to stick with the same shade.
Even your same race,
right?
This is crazy.
I want to mention this. On Wednesdays, we have the Keith and the Girl chat. Of course, you can play poker as well. Fairly recently, we had what you can call season 1 of poker, and we had a big poker tournament. And you know who the big winner was of this poker tournament? Xerxes. Who put the whole fucking thing together? Xerxes. Oh, interesting. Congratulations to your boyfriend, Chemda.
Thank you.
Oh, 1s and 0s, huh? And 2s, 3s, 4s to aces. Interesting. All right. Well, congratulations. We gave shout outs if you took out myself or Chemda. So we have the final shout outs to read to you today. First of all, this is from Lucas. I'd like to give a big shout out to my 11 Keith and the Girl poker chips. You got one for taking us out throughout the season or for winning the game. 11 Keith and the Girl poker chips for helping me qualify for the Keith and the Girl Poker Championship Tournament. Too bad they weren't able to keep me from being destroyed by Xerxes. Time to start rebuilding my standings within the group. Additional shout out to Xerxes for his big win. Thank you, Lucas. There you have it.
That's awesome. And it is a new season, so all the standings are even. So if you want to play, and there's still time to qualify because we're going to do the second championship, like he said, seasonally at the end of this year.
Yes.
Mandy has took me out.
Okay.
Now, before I say what Mandy has sent for me to read, I want to apologize for calling him a bully during a recent poker game. By any fair assessment, I am the one who is actually a bully for having said that about him. This is totally me who is saying this right now, not him, and I deeply regret my actions. Me, Chemda, the person reading into this microphone without coercion of any kind, apologizes and asks for forgiveness.
Wow.
Now, this shout out is simply, love you guys. Thanks for all the lols.
Well, it's very mature of you, Chemda. Kind of unnecessary, but very, very mature.
You know, you learn and you grow.
Right. Xazmin, you can follow her online. The website's your name, right? First of all.
XazminGarza.com. Yeah.
Yes. And of course, social media, log on to that, say hi. It's very nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Now the world's opening up back again. Is performing nerve-wracking? Is it work again? Like I have to do it, but I was getting kind of excited about not having to do it. I know I need to do it. It's my passion, but how are we feeling?
This second time coming back, because I was doing outdoor shows last summer, this second time coming back, I was a ball of nerves, just like so anxiety ridden. I had like a panic attack before a show, it was really bad, but I feel like I'm getting my groove back finally. Okay. And I am prioritizing my personal life now. So, I'm not saying yes to anything and everything.
Ooh, I just felt extra honored that you're here.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. This is a great podcast. Yeah.
Yay. It's so good to meet you. I found Xazmin on social media, and you were just bam, bam funny. I liked what you retweeted. I like on Instagram, you have a whole bunch of those. I don't know what those perma stories are, but my goodness, follow this woman. So easy breezy and open and deep and fantastic. So thanks for spending time with us.
Thank you so much for having me. Really, really appreciate you guys even asking me to do it.
KeithAndTheGirl.com